Your 18-year-old is off to college, but won't return your texts. Well, let's talk about that today on Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I specialize in helping kids, teens, and families live happier lives. I lead two organizations, Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit 501c3 organization, Child and Teen Counseling, both here in Woodland Hills, California. And every Wednesday at noon, I jump on to Facebook Live to answer your parenting questions. Let's answer today's. My 18-year-old left home for college about 6 weeks ago. We FaceTime once a week on Sundays as a family, which is great, but he never responds to my texts. I try to keep the texts short and limit them to once every few days. Did you see the Dodger game? Did you make it to Bonfire on Thursday? Or too much work? Any suggestions for what you might like on your birthday in a couple weeks? I get nothing. I've talked to him and told him how upset it makes me. He apologizes, but doesn't change. Any advice? First, thank you for your question. I think a lot of parents with freshmen or kids who've moved on can relate to this. I think what's going on, which is really a common thing to do and feel, is you feel grief and loss, because metaphorically you've lost a child. You've lost a child to adulthood, and there's a grieving process in this, and I think it's important to pay attention to that and accept that that's what you're going through. It's normal. Parents go through this all the time. What we don't want to do is we don't want to put this responsibility of your grief onto your son, because he's not capable of taking care of that. I think it's great that he does the on Sundays, the FaceTime on Sundays with the family. I would encourage you to pull back the texts. I'm not saying never text him, but text him less, and with no expectations of him responding, and focus those questions on those Sundays. Because from his point of view, it's his first time away from home. He's spreading his wings. He's hopefully having a great time, making new friends, hitting the books, going to parties, going to sporting events, getting involved in campus life, and just getting in a text conversation with mom is really inconvenient. It's not about that he doesn't love you. It's not that he doesn't want to. It's just, I'm bet from his point of view, because I've talked to kids who've been in this situation, I'm wondering from his point of view, if I went to the Dodger game, now I have to go with this whole conversation about, well, who did you go with? And what did you eat there? And where were your seats? And it's like, he may be at the point like, I just need a break. My hunch is, and I've seen this happen, I know my own personal experience as a young adult, if you allow him to pull away without expectation and with love and compassion, I think he will come back. Now, will it be on your terms? Probably not. It'll be more on his terms. But you may find that as he matures and there's less expectation, it's safer to text you or initiate a text with you or respond to you. Also, another thought I'm having is, before he went to college, was he an avid texter? Was he texting all the time and talking all the time? If he was, I understand why it's tough for this transition and it may feel like a rejection. On the other hand, if he's always been kind of distant, and it's always been like, yeah, whatever, and, you had about maybe one day a week where you can connect with him, maybe this is all he has right now. So I think it's really important to recognize what his needs are. Recognize your needs too, but his needs can't fulfill your needs. You can't expect him to have the same needs as you. So if you're having a hard time accepting this, I encourage you to get support you need, talking to your spouse, your friends, your therapist, your rabbi, whoever that may be, who you can get this off your chest and vent about this, and recognize this is more of your emotional need and less of his emotional need, and he can't take care of your emotional need. Satisfy, that's what I'm looking for, satisfy your emotional need. Anyways, it's a big topic, and I totally appreciate and understand what you're going through. It's normal. Talk about it, accept it. He will come back around. I'm pretty sure he will. Anyways, that's our question for Tips on Teens today. My name is Kent Toussaint with Teen Therapy Center and Child and Teen Counseling. If you'd like a question answered here on Tips on Teens, email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com, or you can direct message us right here on Facebook. We love your questions. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.